I am very into astrology. I have found that the astrological map, that's what it is a map of a soul's path in life. And I've found that more than any other form of spiritual mapping or divination, it accurately reveals the trajectory of any given soul in any given life. And for that reason, I feel it is one of the most valuable tools that exists for an earthly life. And I'm continually contemplating and searching for the deeper layers of meaning that are contained within a chart. And there's a point that I've been hesitant to speak of for many reasons, but I've decided, I guess spontaneously in this moment, I at least will mention it. But it is the main point that I've been observing carefully for the past 2 years. This point is one of the Hermetic lots that I discovered in my studies of ancient astrology, and it is called the Lot of Accusation and Illness. I actually renamed it, like in my mind, the Lot of Affliction. So that's what I'm going to call it. There are many lots. Many of them are positive. I knew there was a point that I wasn't aware of when casting a typical chart, and I could feel the point in my own life. I could feel it in the lives of others that I knew carefully, where I could see this, okay, this person is suffering tremendously right here. This person is expending huge amounts of energy trying to solve a problem, which is right here. But there's no planet there. There's no point there. It's not Saturn. It's not Mars. It's not Uranus. It's not Pluto. They don't have any of that there. And yet this clearly is a point where just the sky is falling for this individual. The floor is falling out beneath them. No matter how hard they try, no matter what they do, they cannot shore up this particular point by sign and house in their chart. For a while, I was just ravenous in the pursuit of trying to understand what this was. Like, what is happening here? Because clearly something was happening. And the more you love someone, the more powerfully you love someone, the more you care about the area where that person is struggling. And the more you see the struggle, and the more deeply it impacts you. After searching, I discovered first within my own chart, and then in those close to me, that particular area of struggle was delineated by this point called the Lot of Accusation and Illness. And that the more prominent this point was in the chart in terms of being at the degree of critical angles or conjunct personal planets or other things chart, the more that the affliction touches the life of the individual. We face areas where we are challenged, but with a great deal of discipline and hard work, we're able to overcome the challenge and achieve greatness. Often, especially in the life of someone born during the day, this is described by Saturn. There can be areas in life where we're highly challenged and we have to bring our fire to those areas, or people call us out, or we face aggressive individuals, or things like that, and that can be Mars. But this point, this Lot of Affliction point, is something else different altogether. I wish to be wrong about what I'm about to say, and that's the main reason I haven't said anything about it for 2 years, is because it seems to be the case that where a person has their Lot of Affliction, it's almost like God, Source, the universe, a higher power, has said, here's your Jupiter, here's your Venus, here's where you'll experience unexpected goodness and wonderfulness and love and beauty and kindness and greatness in this life. Here you go, here's your gift, and here's your challenge. Here is where, no matter what you do, you will face hardship while others experience fairness. And this is your Lot of Affliction. This is the area where you can do your very best and still it won't amount to even normalcy that other people experience. I hope to be wrong, but in case I'm right, I think it can be helpful if you feel called to know where your Lot of Affliction is. And the reason why is because, unlike where we find Saturn, or where we find Mars, or where we find Pluto, or where we find Uranus, or where we find Neptune, or some of these potentially problematic planets, where we find the Lot of Affliction, it seems to be the case that we must accept the affliction in that particular area of life. The Lot of Affliction is an area where you've chosen willingly with the collaboration with a higher power to grow and expand your soul through facing difficulty. I almost think of it as like a no-go zone, in the sense that investing in the pursuit of that particular area by sign and house and degree is unlikely to yield results. So it's almost, in a way, you could think of it as being like benevolent, because it's like, do your best in this area, except that the results might not be good, but this frees you up to focus your time and energy into other areas in your life. So if you're going to toil endlessly and work really hard on something that's really difficult, perhaps not choosing for it to be in the area of the Lot of Affliction could be better. So I want to say a little bit about, I guess, my own Lot of Affliction. It's been a journey. It's really been a journey. My Lot of Accusation and Illness is in the house of illness, so I think that makes it stronger. Mine is actually at 24 degrees of Aquarius in the 6th whole sign house. I am and have become allergic to almost all of life. Currently able to eat about 5 foods. I'm allergic to every inhaled substance that has been tested for me, which means about 6 to 8 months of the year I have to wear not just 1, not just 2, but 3 layers of KN95 masks outside. Simple things like smoke, secondhand smoke, tree pollen, grass pollen cause me, with just 1 breath of air, to lose my language, lose my memory, become confused and disoriented about who I am, where I am, and quickly descend into severe illness. The same can be said for almost every single food, including fruits and vegetables. For some reason unknown currently to science, I've lost my circadian rhythm, which most people just rely on, like they get tired at night, their body sleeps. For many years, I've tried to fix this with all the science, with all the very best, doing all the right things, living a healthier lifestyle than anyone I've ever met or ever known. And yet the affliction remains. I'm allergic to the medications used to treat, and therefore the risk of treating is worse than the risk of being untreated. It's like really like crazy. But in my close friends, like where they have their Lot of Affliction, they experience just as much craziness at that particular area, at that particular point in their chart. I've seen it be quite strong in many people's lives. And I wanted to make this video in case you're out there and you're experiencing hardship in an area of life and you're not sure whether to work harder and try more, and like maybe if you just find the right thing you'll fix it, or if you're not sure if it's just a permanent hardship for your life. And I think where we find the Lot of Affliction, we find perhaps that it was a soul's choice to grow through the experience of hardship in that area in this life. It doesn't mean you shouldn't work or you shouldn't try remedies or things like that in that area, but just to know you may do your very best, you may do the very best, you can still experience hardship. And sometimes, for some people, it's just good to know where that is. And sometimes just knowing can help us to have a greater sense of like self-compassion, a greater sense of like self-love. It can be validating to our experience and to our struggle. I guess that's what I hope to offer everyone, is a bit more like of a sense of peace and acceptance for the life you've chosen and the life that you live, and maybe some more insight about where to work and where to maybe still work, but accept that the results may not be the very, very best. I hope that you found today's video to be interesting, and maybe you don't want to know. I get that a lot of people watching might not want to know, and that's okay. But if you do want to know, I'll link below a calculator where you can find the Lot of Affliction and all your other lots. And also I do offer an astrology reading. I offer a 5-question astrology reading which could explore your Lot of Affliction as well as 4 other topics of your choice. So if you're interested in that, I'll include details and a link to my blog where you can review the reading options in the description below. Thank you for watching. Thank you for spending this time with me. Many, many blessings to you, and namaste.